Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Spiritual Spotlight series. Today, I am joined by the fantastic and amazing Toni Craft. Toni is the owner of Reiki Rocks Crystal Shoppe in Albany, New York. She is a Reiki master. She also certifies a lot of students in Reiki. She is a certified crystal healer. She's certified rose reader, and I know she does a bunch of other stuff. And today, we are going to talk about the power of essential oils. Toni, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Rachel. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's another fantastic day. I am really super excited that, it's getting cold, and I'm actually sad about it. You're probably so sad. Toni, if anyone knows.
I still have my flip-flops on now.
Oh, of course you do. I
have a sweater and flip-flops.
If anyone knows Toni belongs by the water 365 every day of the week. So I would imagine that probably, do you not like the cold weather?
No, I don't mind the cold.
Yeah.
If it's sunny.
Oh, that makes sense. I get a little, I don't know. My son really likes the cold, which I'm always surprised about. He's like, oh, I'll spend more time outside now that's cold. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Oh, I know. So Toni, essential oils. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how did you get into essential oils? And then we're going to talk about all these amazing kits that you want to share with us today.
Yeah. So how I got in was, one of my Reiki clients was using oils and using them on her animals.
Oh, wow.
And got me interested. And I was coming up to do Reiki on her pets who were all rescues and had different issues. Mm-hmm. And she was using oils. So, of course, we would chit chat. And every time I went into her house, I'm like, what is that? What's that?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And then, I used them with pets when I was doing Reiki sessions on animals. So that's how I started, and then started using them more and more on me.
Oh, I love that.
So, yeah, I love essential oils. I don't want this to be a commercial for Young Living, but the blends I'm showing today are all Young Living. I love that company because they do everything. They grow it, they harvest it, they distill it, they put it in bottles.
Isn't there? Is it seed to seal?
Seed to seal.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that makes a big difference because oils can be labeled organic or therapeutic, and the FDA does not is not tough on what you can add to those oils. You only need 10%.
Right. Oh my gosh, that's it? 10%?
Yeah. So it's like food. You know how they take out the good nutritional parts of food? They do that with oils. So that's why I like these.
Wow.
But so they've been used for thousands and thousands of years. For healing. That's what everybody had before medicine. They had oils.
That's amazing.
So it's cool because why oils work through our body is because they're comprised of tiny molecules. Mm-hmm. And because they're so tiny, they can cross through the cell walls, and they oils in a plant feed the plant. They're like they call it the lifeblood of the plant. And that's how they support us. So there is actually a scale called OROC. Hold on, oxygen radical absorption capacity.
Yeah.
So the higher the score, the more capable that food or oil is of destroying free radicals, slowing down aging, etc. So you know how they always say like canned foods are zero, like they're not good,
not good for you.
Canning it.
Yeah.
But we've always heard about vegetables, how blueberries are a superfood. Mm-hmm. So they're 2,400 on the scale.
Yeah.
Wolfberries are the highest food. They're 25,300 is their score. But then you get into oils. Cinnamon is 10,340.
Oh, wow.
Myrrh is 379,800. So when you look at that compared to carrots, which are 210, and they're good for you,
Yeah.
shows you like the difference. It's amazing. Clove is over 1 million.
I love clove.
It's very, very good for you. So
that's so amazing, because I would imagine that, I mean, I don't think people, I think a lot of people, I mean, they use essential oils, they know the benefits of them, but to hear this and like actual scientific numbers, you're like, wow,
right.
that's
Yeah,
there's science behind what they're doing.
exactly.
I love that.
So there's they can also penetrate the blood-brain barrier because their molecules are so small.
Yeah.
So I think we said something the other day about how like you can't have chemo on your brain because the chemo is too big.
Yeah.
The molecules, you know, it's too big to get there. So but oils can.
Oh, wow.
So oils, hang on, I know I wrote this down. How many? 1 drop of oil contains 40 million trillion molecules.
Wow.
So a 4 in 19 zeros.
Wow.
And our body has 100 trillion cells in it.
Oh, that's
so when we put oil on us, it can go, like when you hear them say it can go in every cell of your body.
It really can.
It really can. So amazing. So just like crystals, you know, I'm a crystal girl.
Yes, you are.
Oils have frequency.
Yes.
So just like we're all, you know, why are we here? We're trying to raise our vibe all the time. So I tell people, you know, hold that crystal, put that crystal on you, because crystals energy combined with our energy, it raises ours.
Right.
So so that's what the
oils will help you to raise your vibration as well, which is important, because if you're resting in a lower vibration, you may have illness, you may be fatigued, you may be unhappy, but when you're raising your vibration, you go to happiness, you go to joy, you go to love, and you have those positive vibrational feelings.
Right. Like our bodies are healthy, or like 62 to 68 hertz. The oils go from 52 up to 320.
Wow.
Rose is the highest.
Rose is the highest? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And it's be honest, it's an expensive oil.
That it is.
But
it's highly concentrated.
Yeah, it's 3,000 to 5,000 pounds of rose petals to make 1 pound of rose.
Wow.
Imagine.
No, I can't.
So
no.
So I'll take out my bottle of stashed rose and I just
a little sniff. That's all you need. Just a little whiff.
That's what's going to help. It's amazing. It's amazing what that can do. So that rose is the highest frequency. That
is so cool. Now let's talk about some of these kits. So let's talk about whatever one you want to talk about first.
How about the feelings kit?
All right, the feelings kit, yes.
Yeah, so the feeling kit is all about emotions, okay? So when we smell stimulates emotions. Yep. So like when you smell that baking apple pie, and you know, you have that sense of, you know, going right back to, you know, Aunt Josie baking pie for you or something when you were little. You know, it takes you back like, boom.
Absolutely. So, whenever I smell Wrigley's gum, it takes me back to my grandfather, because he used to always give me a pack of gum.
Oh,
yeah.
So that's cool, because the nose smells stimulate emotions first and then pass to the frontal lobe. So emotional brain, which is in the center, which is called I want to say it right, amygdala. Is that right?
Amygdala.
Amygdala?
Yeah.
Okay. Amygdala. All right. New word today. I just call it the emotional brain.
Let's call it the emotional brain. I'm good with that. So we
So
smell
the
it.
emotional brain
Yeah.
responds to smells and not words.
Ooh,
all right.
love
So
that.
and what it does is it files our emotions. So when something happens to us, the emotional brain files that off somewhere.
Along with the
And
smell of
anywhere
it.
in our body. You know how they say like we remember everything?
Yes.
So I can remember I knew I shared space with an acupuncturist once, and he was telling me that sometimes he'll put a needle in somebody, put a needle in somebody's arm, and he goes, it's not pain, but they start to cry, and it's because he's hit that emotion.
That's
Like
so
that's where that was stored. So he got all that. And then I think of like the emotional code work.
Yes.
That our friend Roxanne's been doing.
Yeah.
So same idea. Like she works on the body about where you stash things.
Right. Because it gets embedded into your cellular tissue, which is why we like integrative energy therapy, because it gets the issues out of that cellular tissue and it pulls it out.
Yeah. So emotions that we have faced and dealt with are intellectual memories, and we have grown spiritually from them. Yeah. But then we also have emotions that we have not worked with. They're repressed and they're waiting for us to deal with them. So they're sitting in our body somewhere, waiting for us to do work.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing. I think I'm going to have to talk to Roxanne so she can tell us a little bit more about this.
Yeah. So, so let me just tell you what is.
Yeah, what's all in the feelings kit. And would this help you? So let's say if I use this kit, will this help me to release and process that embedded?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. It's set up to do that.
That's perfect.
So the first, there's well, we're not on video, right? So I won't show
We are on video.
We are?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, hang on. Don't you?
Hello, everyone. The feelings kit. I love it.
All right. So the first one is Valor.
Okay.
So Valor is interesting because that's one of the ones that has a low frequency.
Yeah.
Because it was made to really work with our bones and our spine. So you apply it to the feet, and it's for the ability to line energy centers up. And then you wait a minute, and then the next one you use is Harmony.
Oh, I like Harmony. I like that way that one smells.
Yeah. So you put this on your chakra points to allow the negative energy to escape. All right. It brings about a balance. Then this is a big one. This is something I think that a lot of people don't understand, and I'm sure forgiveness. I'm sure that you work with forgiveness a lot in your sessions.
Yeah.
I know I do, because I think some people think that if you forgive somebody that you're just forgetting about it, and it's not about that. It's what we were talking about earlier. You can't let these emotions sit in your body and fester. Right. You
gotta let go. You've got to let go of
you. Forgive somebody, really, I think, for yourself.
100%. What is that saying about when you don't? Oh, you keep going. I'm gonna find it. It's about like drinking poison. Like forgiving someone is like, keep talking.
Okay, you find it. So forgiveness allows the release of harmful memories and promotes a willingness to move forward. Oh, so it doesn't mean that you forgot what they did, but
you're taking away the emotional charge of it.
You're moving forward.
Right.
So next is a blend of present time, and you put that on your wrist and behind your ears. So present time, now you're forgiven, now you can move on. So then present time is next, and it allows you to see your life's future with an open mind for new possibilities. So
So would you
amazing.
say that you're stuck in the past when you haven't forgiven, and this pulls you to the current moment of now?
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
love that.
Next to present time, yeah. Because how can you move on? You know, you have to move on. So, and then once you move on, you're in present time.
I love
So
that.
next one is release.
Oh, yep, that's a good
So
one.
release, you are going to put over your liver, and Rachel will tell us what side of the body our liver is on, Miss Nurse.
What side is our liver on?
Right.
I don't know. This is like where I
So,
get like, wait, hold on. I'm like, wait, I know, but then I second guess myself, and then on the right.
All
On the
right,
right
so
hand
this one
side.
you're going to put on, and you're going to wait, and feelings of frustration will be uplifted.
I like that. Now, does it
So
matter if you put it on the front or the back?
no,
Okay.
no, it would not.
Okay.
So release, you're going to release everything. And then the next is inner child.
Ooh, we love the
So-
inner child.
Oh, a lot of us do inner child work. And what you're trying to do with inner child, you're going to put a couple of drops under your nose and open up the pathway to connecting with your inner soul.
Okay.
So inner child stimulates memory responses and helps you reconnect with your innocence.
Ooh,
So isn't that nice?
that is nice.
And then the last one that you would do is valor again, because
Okay.
valor will lock in the balance.
And will it like help to ground you back in?
Valor is my favorite oil of all
Is it
time.
really?
Love it. I'm
That's-
usually like bathing in it. I think it's amazing.
I love that.
So so that's the 6 oils, and you take some time, like you put one on and you sit with it,
Mhm.
and you think about, maybe you know what you're releasing, maybe you don't know
Yeah.
what you're, I mean, you've worked with that where you
Yeah.
don't know,
No, you don't.
but we all have stuff.
And when we have stuff, more stuff tends to come up. So once the healing work is never truly finished.
Yes, there's always something that we can work on.
It's always a
Um,
layer.
So that's a great kit, and I'm actually, if somebody wants to do that,
Yeah.
you come and do that right before a Reiki session.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, and then a Reiki session, I think, would support all of that,
Yeah.
and it gives you a safe place to do it.
Yeah.
You're gonna let out some emotions when you
Through the feelings kit.
you do the feelings kit. Yep.
So tell us about the Roots and Wings kit.
So the Roots and Wings. This is a new kit that just came out this past
Oh, I like that.
year. So usually there's 2, and Roots and Wings, and it's funny because I only have the wing bottle to show you, because the Roots is home on my sink because I was using it this morning.
I love it.
So this is also, they're both blends. Roots obviously is very earthy smelling.
Yeah.
So it's going to ground you. That's its big thing. It's
Nice.
going to help ground you. Where Wings does the opposite. So usually I'm putting Wings on, to help me elevate.
And connect with divine.
But then I just traveled a couple weeks ago to the Denver Crystal Show. And so now I'm surrounded by humongous crystals.
Did you bring
So-
Roots with you to ground
Brought
you?
Roots with me. I didn't even bring the Wings with me.
That's so smart.
It's like, the crystals.
Yeah.
I put some of those pictures on my page. Massive.
They were huge.
Yeah, like 12-foot amethyst and
Yeah.
quartz that took up a whole 8-foot table.
Yeah.
So it was Roots that I was in the morning putting on my head, putting behind my ears,
Yeah.
bathing in it. Basically, I had it in my purse, and sometimes during the day I would just sit and
And put
apply
it
it
on.
again,
Nice.
because when you're at those big shows, even when I go to my wholesalers,
Right.
that's a lot of crystals to be around,
That is
and
a lot of energy.
drinking water all day, and roots to hold me there.
Oh, wow.
So it's funny because my brother lives there. So he, unbeknownst to me, he was at the show at the same times on a different floor than I was.
Yeah.
And he said that he and his wife could only stay there for like 15 minutes before they felt dizzy, because they're not used to being around crystals at all. And then you walk into a place like that.
That's so interesting.
So you could not do it. Yeah, so but like I said, I love them both, but wings is what I would put on. But today I was like, okay, I gotta talk to Rachel.
Oh, come on.
Grounded.
I gotta be serious. No, I wanna go back to
head in the clouds for this. I have to remember things.
I know. You're so prepared. I love it. The one thing I do want to talk about is that you mentioned that you travel with oils. What are some oils you would recommend that people travel with?
All right. So I bring, there's a blend called Purification. That's
Love
great for bites, insect bites and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And also smells.
Yeah.
So it was funny because I got bit by some nasty little fly, and it was right on my ankle. It was itching. I put the Purification on.
Oh my gosh.
Gone. Didn't think about it again. But
cool.
So I always have Valor with me because that's my favorite.
Yeah.
So I bring Purification. I bring Panaway for something's bothering me, something's giving me a pain.
Yeah.
Let's see, I have my roots. What else was in my bag? I have to put them in the plastic baggie.
Yeah.
What else? Cyprus for circulation. That's great for cardiovascular. Mm-hmm. And also another grounding one. Any of the trees. Yeah. Ground you. What else did I bring? I'm trying to think what's in that little, oh my gosh, peppermint. Peppermint, because it was going to be 90 out. So peppermint does two things for me. It cools me down. Okay. Back of my neck, and it cools me down. And then the other thing is it wakes me up. So oh wow. Sometimes the crystals can zonk you out. Me out. Yeah. So I'll put a drop of peppermint under my tongue, and it's like, oh, I love that. I'm awake. So my flight was at 5 o'clock in the morning, so I was up at 3:30. So early. Put peppermint on me, be like, okay, let's go here. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Now another kit that you have is the scripture oils, the oils of ancient scripture. Yes. So here's that box. Oh, that's so pretty. And this has 10 oils. And these are all the oils that are mentioned in the Bible, right? Yeah. So oils have been mentioned a lot in the Bible. Everything from bringing baby Jesus, frankincense, and myrrh. Yeah, true. Yeah, so frankincense was used for anointing when you were born. You got frankincense. People still do it today. Yeah. That's the first thing. I do it in the morning. Oh, I always take frankincense, put it in between my hands, wipe it all over my face. It's great for skin. It's great for wrinkles on the side. And then I always put it on my third eye. Oh my gosh, I love that. Yeah. It was a cure-all. The Egyptians thought it's actually in a book about it. It said it's good for everything from gout to broken head. Broken head? Broken head. That was in an Egyptian book. I have to look that up, guys. I don't know what broken head means. Broken head. Maybe it's a headache. maybe, or maybe a fracture. I don't
Oh,
know.
maybe, I don't know. Maybe he got murdered. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. I
But the
love
Catholic Church,
frankincense.
has diffused and burned frankincense for years and years and
Years
years and
and
years.
years and years.
Yep. So other ones that are in this kit. Well, what else did they bring? Mother Mary. They brought her myrrh.
Oh, cool.
So they said myrrh would have been perfect. Everybody knew what to do with myrrh.
Yeah.
She would have put it right on the baby's umbilical cord
Yeah.
to protect him from infection.
Oh, so smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was, she also would have used it for bonding as far as breastfeeding. So she
Yeah.
would have put it all over herself too.
Yeah.
And they also even knew then about stretch marks. It helps stretch marks. So she would have known to put
Wow.
it on that.
That's
Isn't that wild?
cool. That is wild.
Yeah. So and myrrh was actually offered to Jesus when he was being put on the cross. They put it in wine, but he refused it. But after his death,
Yeah.
a few men came in to help with the burial,
Right.
and they brought sandalwood and myrrh, and 75 to 100 pounds of those oils. Can you imagine?
No.
And they, in today's market, it would be $150,000 to $200,000 worth of oils that they put all over Jesus.
Wow.
So they said two things. Those men were very, very rich.
Yeah.
That they could have that. And that's the respect that they had for him.
Wow.
So I've actually heard someone speak that talked about how, there's theories out there about Jesus not dying and actually going to France. And they said that the oils helped
Yeah.
them in that. So
That's so interesting.
different theories out there,
Yeah.
So other ones that are in here are cedarwood. Cedarwood was amazing. Cedar was used to build King Solomon's house. Lots of kings had cedar.
Yeah.
Cedarwood can pass that brain barrier and oxygenate the brain by just inhaling it.
Wow.
So cedarwood is actually also in my mermaid spray.
Yeah. That helps grow hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you have good results with.
Rosemary and lavender. So, but yeah, cedarwood was made made a lot of temples.
That's so cool.
Egyptians distilled cedarwood 3500 BC.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
They use it for clarity. It's a great insect repellent too.
Oh yeah.
It still is. And they use it in bombing. So
Back to the broken head.
what else? There's myrtle in here, which is good for hormones. And they said that engaged women would use myrtle and leading up to their wedding. And it's great for balancing your ovaries and your thyroid and everything. It's like,
That's so cool.
how do they know this?
I don't know.
The Rose of Sharon is only sold in this kit. I love Rose of Sharon bushes, but
Wow.
they said the shepherd would be out there with his flock, and the sheep would go through and rub on the bushes.
Yeah.
Because it would help heal any cuts that they had.
Oh,
so
wow.
they you know how the animals always know what to do.
Yeah.
So that's what they did. Hyssop is in this kit.
Uh-huh.
So at one point, Moses, they wanted to like anoint all the doors and to protect the firstborn son.
Yeah.
So he sacrificed a lamb, and then they took a hyssop branch And he said that God told him to bang the hyssop branch with the blood on the doors, but that also would have prompted the oil to come off of it. And so for smell, because they felt that hyssop protected you from evil spirits.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Very cleansing, and that's what we still use it for that. Hyssop is one of those, I can remember quite a long time ago, I had pneumonia, and my friend Heather told me to put hyssop in the diffuser and start, because I felt like I was coughing but not bringing anything out. Yeah. And I started using hyssop, and then it was like, oh, here it comes. And the doctor was shocked that I got rid of the pneumonia that fast.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Yeah. So that was hyssop. So it's just, I don't know, I find them all amazing. There's hyssop, we got myrrh, we talked about that. Aloe is like sandalwood. So that's one of the, it's a very, very hard, very rare tree. Yeah. I've actually had some things carved out of that wood in here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's just my dog saying hello, everyone.
He likes that too. We'll give him some oil. So, yeah, it's interesting about how this is what they had for medicine. You know, somebody I know had gone to the doctor, and she's a very avid oil user. And the doctor said to her, well, you know, if this is what you like and you feel that it's helping you, keep going. And even though she's not taking any, you know, meds for her problems that she used to, and et cetera. And the doctor says, you know, I think it's a little new agey. And, and she said,
not really.
No, oils have been used for thousands and thousands of years. Your medical degree is actually a little new agey.
I love that. I love that. That's amazing.
But again, what we're trying to do is raise our frequency. Right. You know, I feel that's our purpose here, and to help other people. So they are definitely, I'm not saying that just to use these instead of medicine. Medicine has its place at times, but I just feel like they are something that a lot of people don't realize how strong and how much help they can be.
Absolutely.
And you have to use them. You can't just use one drop a day, you know, and then
think, yeah.
Put them on, inhale them. But it's amazing to find out that just inhaling them can do so much for us too. So.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember when I first got into oils, I was attracted by the spiritual aspects of them. And, you know, like abundance was the first oil that I purchased, you know, and then I went on to release an inner child and ancient wisdom. And there's a dream one. And I love the blends just for, like, I'm looking at one right now, inspiration. And I've got a right in front of me. You know, and
I know I feel that Young Living's really done a lot of research to do some of these blends, and they get them to a certain frequency.
Definitely.
And that's why they help us do whatever release or inspiration for clarity. So and that's all been done, because it's not easy to mix oils. So
definitely, yeah, you're right.
They spend a lot of money doing the research and making these the exact frequency that you need for something.
The purpose that you're looking for, like you said, clarity. I mean, it's almost like, what do you love? You know, Toni's favorite crystal is fluorite, and fluorite's good for focus, you know, and clarity. Like if you were to hold a fluorite and smell the clarity, just think of how much stronger the messages are going to come across.
And, you know, they tell you that's what you should do when you have a crystal, is hold it and meditate with it.
Yeah.
So put on some oil, put a dab of frankincense on your
Right.
head, or use the one that's called Clarity. There's actually one called Brain Power.
Oh
So those are going to be the oils that cross that barrier and help our brain function. So to sit and meditate, it's amazing how it raises you up, so you're able to do more.
And it's also like you said, you're able to do more, and it's almost like your receptors are going to receive more because you've raised up your vibration. You're going to be connected in with that same vibration that you're trying to get to.
Because they also say like the oils can actually go into a receptor. Like when we're sick, those receptors have garbled information on them.
Yeah.
The oils can clean those receptors so that the language is straightened out, and now they know what to do again.
Right. And they're back to fighting power. I love that. I'm trying to look at this one oil. It's like the gift. You know what my favorite, so Valor is your favorite. I have to say one of my favorites is probably Christmas Spirit.
Oh, that's a really, really popular one.
Love that one. I love it so much. I love it. So I love a lot of them. I love the cinnamon, the citrus ones. They all just smell they just smell good.
Yeah. And the citrus ones are very, very uplifting. So to a lot of people have like in a nursing home.
Oh yeah.
For the older patients that are depressed a bit, to have orange or tangerine in those, in that kind of, it's amazing how it can turn you around. So Christmas Spirit is very good actually for your immune system also. So while you're smelling that wonderful smell, I know.
Well, let's talk about, something that Toni did. I had COVID earlier this year, and she dropped me off a bottle of Ninja Red. And that, honestly, I think that really helped me to get back to baseline without, I didn't have to go on any medications. I didn't have to go to the hospital. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, so grateful. And it was all natural, and it's just like,
well, when you look at that scale, the wolfberry is the most powerful food as far as getting oxygen, and that's the key, is getting oxygen to your blood.
Absolutely. So
I know there's like a little ninja in the night. A little elf pops a bottle of Ninja on your doorstep.
Because that's the one thing about Young Living, is that they have oils, but they also have a lot of supplements. They have beauty products. When I'll make sure to link up Toni's website when I post this, but you could go, there's so many things that you can just be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. They do makeup now that's clean.
Right.
Makeup is one of the most toxic things that we can have on our, and people don't realize, you're putting that on your skin and it's absorbing right in.
Yeah.
So I couldn't wear a lot of makeup when I was younger because it would break me out so bad.
Yeah.
So, they have everything. Lipstick,
they have everything. So what if somebody was like, and I'm going to kind of spin this into a spiritual thing. If someone's new on like their spiritual path, and let's say they're getting into meditating, and like you said, holding a crystal, would you recommend that they get frankincense to kind of elevate that experience? Or are there other oils that you would recommend?
No, I love frankincense for that.
Frankincense is the best.
You know what else? I think you use this too, white angelica.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
So I use white angelica a lot, like the empaths. I feel like if I'm at a vendor event and there's lots of people around, I will take white angelica, inhale it.
Yeah.
And then I just like spread it out. Like I'll put it on my hair, I put it on me. Yeah. But I feel like it's like smudge. That's what I'm doing. Or I'm taking a piece of selenite and I'm clearing off my aura. But I feel like it just takes other people's crap off of me.
There's a lot of people that are empaths, and when people hook their energy hooks into them. It can make you feel tired or depressed or anxious, and it's not really you. So
Right.
gather
I
some,
see so many people
yeah,
like that, and they don't understand that that's what is happening,
right.
and then sometimes they'll be like, so I have to figure out whether, like, am I really sad? Or
Right.
is it this lady over here that's telling me this sad, sad story?
So true. But what you do is you take some white angelica. I know you do some energy practices, and you also probably have a crystal, but I love the fact that you also use the oil to amplify kind of that protective bubble.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will diffuse something. So, during these last couple of years, if I had people in my backspace, the diffuser always had thieves in it.
Yes. Yes. I think you always have your diffuser going no matter what, don't you, in the shop?
Yeah, but try to have something in there. So, and people were like, oh, that smells good. So,
And Young Living does have like a beginner kit. Like they
they do have one that's got like 12 oils, and it's got Valor in it.
No, of course it does.
And then it's got frankincense in it.
Oh, wow.
So it's got all the ones that you would use: Panaway, the lemon.
Oh, the lemon one is great for cleaning.
Oh my gosh! And if I get things that have stickers on them,
Oh, yes.
but lemon, and I put like, I'm always, if I drip whatever food I'm eating I'll put a little drop of lemon, and it takes it right out.
It's also good for, like, I know I've reached out to Toni before. I'm like, how do I get rid of this permanent marker? And you're like, use lemon. Okay.
It just eats up everything that's not supposed to be there. So think about that in your body. It eats up stuff that's not supposed to be there,
Yeah. And then, I mean, it's also oils. I mean, you want to use a carrier oil, but like, let's say you have, a child that may be having some difficulty sleeping. You can apply lavender, the soles of the feet. I mean, the good thing about oils is they're good for all ages, and they're good for all things. Like, it doesn't, you know what I mean? I love that.
I know you see those shirts that say, I got an oil for that. And it's so true. I feel like here with the crystal shop, I'm like, yeah, you can have this for calming. The petalite, I love, rose quartz, but hey, have you tried this blend that's actually called Peace and Calming?
That's a really good blend too.
That's an amazing blend.
Oh,
I would use that a lot on animals when I was doing Reiki, because the owners would be anxious,
right.
and the animals would pick that up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, okay.
The other thing you bring up, oils are also good for animals.
Yeah. So
I might use some on my dog when we finish this interview, because he needs some peace and calming.
he's so cute.
He is so cute, but
he's like, Mom.
I know he gets very protective, and whenever someone opens a door, he doesn't like it. So it's very interesting. You're just like, okay, it's okay. It's the same person you've seen 5 million times. But maybe he's picking up on an energy,
I know. When I'm there, every now and then he just comes over to me. He's like, have I
He
seen
loves
you?
you. He loves you, and then he'll fall asleep. You and Jessica. He loves both of you. It's like you guys are his like energy healers, and
Because we give him Reiki when we're petting him.
he's like, oh, I'm gonna, when my dog is all zonked out in about 20 minutes, I know Tony's sent him some Reiki. Is there anything else you want to share about oils before we wrap up this awesome interview?
Well, if you have any questions, text me, message me.
Okay.
But like you said, I think they're amazing. They can do everything.
And it's natural healing. People kind of are, I do feel like with what we've gone through in the last couple of years, people are looking for natural healing. And like you said, this has been around for thousands, and this was the original healing, and this is what's worked, but then when we bring in all these chemicals and all these drugs, and then you did talk about one thing I do want to talk about before we wrap up: layering of oils, you said, was also important. That helps raise up the frequencies as well.
Well, yeah, because at first, so Valor is my favorite. Okay. Yeah. And its frequency is only like 52 or 54 megahertz. So it's like, well, wait a minute. What? Wait a minute. Wow. why am I using this oil when it's got such a low frequency? I don't want to bring me down, because that's
right.
frequency where you get sick. But it's layering, so it's putting whatever my frequency is, and then now I've given it an extra 52. So that's how it works. So when I'm inhaling that rose at 320, my secret stash, next time you come over, Rachel, I'll let you smell it.
It's Rose and me are, it's so strong. I'm like, ah.
I lost it. Like I got it. And then I put it someplace safe, and I couldn't find it for, I don't know, a good year.
Oh my gosh.
Now I know where it is. So
I love the fact that you just said that. So when you layer it on, your vibration, you bring it up higher by bringing on that 52. Oh, that's such a cool thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Is there
you can use, like, I'm going to use a couple. Like sometimes I'll put one behind my ears, and then I'll put something on my wrist.
Yeah.
And if you hear, the term hot oils too, like cinnamon. You said you like cinnamon. That's a hot oil. Yeah. So it means like if you put it on your arm, it's not going to scald you or anything, but you're going to feel it.
It's like peppermint. Warm. If I put that directly on my face, which I have done, I'm like, ah, like
that doesn't bother me. I'll put it.
Like I use it for headaches.
Or on the back of my neck, it doesn't bother me. Yeah. But cassia is like that too. It's another hot one. Thieves is hot. Yeah. So, but you can put it on your feet, because your feet are
you can use the carrier oil.
Yeah. So you put thieves, I put it on my wrist, or I put it on my feet.
Yeah.
And I actually do put it under my tongue too. So but that's what you do if they're hot. Or you can put them in a carrier oil, like an almond oil, or anything you want.
So that one quote that I want to say to you, I guess it's resentment, but resentment is like taking poison and waiting for the other person to die. So grudges do no good whatsoever, and they benefit no one, neither in our business lives or in our personal lives. So I relate that with forgiveness, that when we hold on to things and we hold on to, and we kind of don't wish, harm to the other person, but we wish, like, I wish they knew to apologize or something like that. And that's holding on to that poison,
Right.
So
doesn't do us any good.
But it does take, like you said, forgiving someone doesn't mean that we erase what they did. It's just taking away that emotional charge.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Anything else you want to share?
Can't let it fester us.
Don't let it fester. Toni and I are going to start laughing our butts off in just a minute, because this is how Toni and I get. So anything else you want to share before we wrap up this awesome and enlightening and educational interview?
No, if you have oils, take them out, use them, put a couple drops on and see what it makes you feel like. See if anything's different. If you need help with, like, what do I do with this?
Reach out to Toni. Yeah. Toni is
but use them. I'll run into somebody that got like a couple of oils like 6 months ago, and I'll say, hey, how you doing with that? Oh, I'm using them, but I can't be using them that much.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Well, Toni, I want to say,
come on, you gotta use them.
You're like, you gotta shower in them, guys. I love that. Oh, you know what is probably one of my favorite oils is the eucalyptus.
Really?
I love eucalyptus. Yes, I love it.
And so that's funny, because I do love the oils. Yeah. But that is thing, like around this time when you go into like Michael's and all those stores,
you like fake. Yeah.
I get an instant headache. Yeah. I can't take the. So I can't. Where was I? I was someplace a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, "There's eucalyptus in here somewhere, fake eucalyptus." Sure enough, but the oil is wonderful, and that's another thing. People say, "Oh, such and such gives me a headache." Well, I bet you it's fake.
Yeah, or artificial.
Or real stuff.
Yeah, get the real stuff. Well,
Yeah.
Toni, thank you so much for joining us on this interview. I am excited to get out my oils and touch in with my feelings and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you, everyone. Do it now. So thank you everyone for joining us on this Spiritual Spotlight series. I apologize for yelling at Toni, and we'll talk with all of you guys soon.